Hi, Rocco DeLeo here. The other day, I was at work and I had an opportunity to follow around a doctor. In my day job, I work with doctors, and I had an opportunity to observe him at his work. Now, he's an experienced doctor, and one of the things I noticed that he did such a great job was staying present with the patient that he was talking to in the moment. But not just that, because I think a lot of people could do that. What he did next really impressed me, and I have that on my whiteboard behind me. He actually switched gears. Now, what am I talking about switching gears here? Well, I think the idea of multitasking is dead has really been talked about enough. So we still have a lot of stuff we have to do. Rather than trying to do it all at once or trying to finish one thing while we're already kind of working on the next thing, I saw this doctor. He completely finished where he was at, walked out the door, and bam, just like that, he was on the next thing, fully immersed into the next patient without a doubt. So it made me think, okay, what are things that we can do that really, let's simplify the process of being able to switch gears. We could get more stuff done and we could be more effective, but yet we're not going to go crazy and we're going to have good quality work done. So I have right here behind me 3 things. I just thought it just seemed kind of simple, right? Number 1, this is having a clear head. Now, I'm, as I've shared with some of you, if you follow me on my podcast or on my blog, that I'm really kind of getting into meditation. The reason behind this is it clears my head. All the blah, 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 all this crazy stuff going on in there, just all the noise from the day before. I wake up in the morning, I spend 10 or 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, just clearing my head. And if we can have that, and we get to a point where that's sort of a habit and that's sort of the standard, that we're just being able to focus on just a little bit what we've got going on in front of us instead of all this cluttered up noise in there, it definitely makes it a lot more feasible, a lot easier for us to kind of look at that. I was going to say multitask already. It makes it easier for us to switch gears without getting caught up or confused because there's so much going on in our heads. The other thing, of course, these other 2 things, common sense. We need to know our stuff. The more we know, the more educated we are and more comfortable we are with the material we're talking about, whether it's a video here that I'm trying to get through without stumbling, or if we're seeing a patient, or if we're giving a presentation, whatever it is, the more we know it, the more we're comfortable with it, of course, the easier it is to switch from one thing we know to another thing we know. So that kind of goes without saying, right? Although I said it, right? So we need to be comfortable with our material. And then finally, number 3, repeat, right? Clear your head, know your stuff, repeat. Just with experience, it will get better if we can avoid the trap of multitasking. And on a side note, I know I'm wearing my Christmas shirt. It is, what is it, September? Oh my goodness, it's September already. I'm doing my part to get the weather to get colder. I want to know what you're doing. What are you doing today, right? So back to switching gears. Can you do this? Can you switch gears rather than multitask? Take a look at the board behind me. If you like what you heard, share it with a friend.